so my other class was highly conceptual, and this is going to be highly specific. So it'll be kind of the exact opposite of what I taught in the other class. So, and that's usually how I teach at home. Is I'll do a lot of explaining of mechanics and then kind of add in a little bit of specifics now and then. Mostly it's drilling and reminding people to lift their head and drop their butt, and that's 80% of the time. And then now and then I'll say, hey, try this move. And we'll practice a little bit and see if we can implement it. But that's my usual approach instead of just kind of unloading techniques at people. That's usually doesn't work. It's a waste of time for most. So this is just one. It got a lot of votes on the Facebook group, so that's why I picked it. And it looks pretty good. So it's guaranteed for Facebook likes if you can pull it off in competition. It's been one of my favorite, only takedowns for 10 years or something. I grew up in the Marcelo Garcia era, so anything he did is like that's what I do. You know? That's how it works usually. So whatever he pulled off at the Worlds that year is, that was the Baron Bolo of 2005 or something. Right, so we'll just jump into it. There are a lot of little details, and I'm going to be talking a lot about the setup because that's with everything else in Jiu-Jitsu. If you can do the setup correctly, the execution is easy. If you can actually take someone down past their guard, take the back, get in the hooks, position your arm, the choke is just a little squeeze, right? Really the same standing up for the takedown is if you can get the right position standing, the right grip, the execution is just one move and then it should be easy. But if you fail any of the little details, it's going to be a mess and you're going to blame me for this not working. Okay, so let's just talk about the grip first. We're standing up. Right, so I'm just looking for one thing standing up and I only need it for a split second. So you got to practice this quite a bit to be comfortable with the execution within a split second. There are a few variations. I'll just show you like one or two that I like, but if you want to dive deeper into it, feel free to grab me at any point. We'll try to keep it a little bit simple. So the grip I'm looking for is always this, like this, right? No thumbs, really. Sometimes one thumb, but really palms facing the same way, right? On his wrist. And how do you get that grip? I have no idea. But you need to spend some time on just kind of wrestling, hand fighting, all this stuff. I know I'm in America and we don't wrestle in Denmark, but I just pull this one move off. I don't really know how to wrestle, to be honest. I'm like a one-trick pony. Anyway, we'll just start with a little bit of basic hand fighting. So we'll just do a really simple drill, which is almost like, this game, where you do that. This is what I want it to look like, right? I don't want it to look like this. Right? Don't run away. So you stand in front of each other, one person take one grip. Voila. I'm gonna break the grip in one or two ways, pretty much, and always by the thumb. Right? So I'll either rotate where the thumb is and go grip for grip, or I'll just punch it off where the thumb is. That's it. Right? So if you turn this hand the other way, I would have to go this way, which is sometimes a little bit difficult, or you just have to pull it off by the thumb. Right? Then he takes one grip. Maybe I'll take two. You have to think a little bit, right? Don't hold too tight, just relax. This is my level of wrestling. Okay, but that drill is kind of important because you start very slow and it'll become just an instinct to break the grip and control the wrist. Because you need to control the wrist before, when I have the wrist for a second, then I set up my grip and I'll go for the takedown, right? So just start by doing this. One and one and one. If you start to tense up or run away, you're doing it wrong. Right? Let's try it. A few minutes. Go. If I always want to break it where the thumb is. Right? So when you do this is your time to kind of figure out what's the best way to do it. If I punch here, I have a lot of power. See, like that. But if I would do this would be very weak. Right? And the same, I see quite a few people. You grab with the other hand, like this. If you grab like this, if you pull it off like this, look, if I want to be strong this way, it doesn't make sense for me to have my fingers being open that direction, right? So go behind and just pull it, right? Or at least go this way, but it's kind of dangerous to open your elbow, right? Elbow in and go. So try to don't just do anything. You have to kind of feel, is it strong or not, right? Does it make sense or not? And you will find usually the best way to do it, right? So just relax and be a little bit smart about it. You enter the clinch, usually the first line of defense are the wrist, right? You rarely just are allowed to walk in and start to wrestle on the body, right? So the first line of defense is always the wrist. So if you can win that, you're a long way. So we're just looking for one thing, really. We play this game a little bit. Now we're gonna take turns just to make it easy, right? So we play this a little bit though, and it's my turn first to try and set up this, right? So I kind of found a way to get two palms facing one way, right? And again, we start this really slow. You practice at this pace because you have to pull this off in like a split second. When you have the grip, there's no time to waste. You have to go immediately. So you can't like go super fast, like, whoa, I had it, and there's no time to do it, right? So you start really slow. There you go, I got it, right? So it's his turn. Just relax, that's it, this guy. Right? Very important that you don't start. If you feel this suddenly, you're doing something wrong, right? You're just helping each other kind of find the route to that grip where two palms are facing the same direction. That's what you're looking for, right? Okay, let's go. The details. The grip looks like this. All right. If you miss any details on this grip, you're gonna try to execute the takedown and you're gonna fail badly, and you're gonna look bad, and you're gonna blame me. All right. I only got 7 legs. So palms facing the same way. No thumbs involved, right? If you want thumbs involved, you only use this hand for a split second, right? But it's just do like monkey grip. It's easier. You can also kind of caress his wrist a little bit, and there's like an entrance. So it doesn't always have to be from this, right? Often it's we're in, and I kind of hold his wrist a little bit, and I have it, right? So try now with a little bit more movement. Same kind of thing. You can add a little kind of push, wrist grab, go, break the grips, and look for it, right? And we take turns. So I will start. That's it, right? Sometimes it's a matter of he grips something, I have to kind of strip it to set up mine. Sometimes it's just like I create a situation where he's relaxed that allows me to kind of stand here, you know? If I walk into him like this, right, immediately he's gonna tense up. Everything I grab, he's gonna defend it by tensing on his muscles. The same when, you know, I talk with a few people about passing the guard. Instead of me going like this, you know, what's he gonna do? He's gonna flex everything. If I create a situation where he's really relaxed, I sit up. One example was this. If I make him relax and I go for a quick motion, I might be able to go straight to mount, right? The same here, standing up. If I look tense and I look like I'm going for something, anything I grab, anything he grabs, this is gonna happen, right? And to defend the arm drag is really simple. All you need to do is flex, really, right? So I wanted to relax, so I just kind of make it look relaxed. I move in, push him a little bit, smile, you know, maybe we go a few grips. And see, even with open hand, I touch here, and it's right there. All right, and this is my time to go, to execute, but only if I have the right grip. And the mind game is really important. If we start the match like this, I'm never gonna get it, right? But that's actually the explosiveness I want. Just owning the technique, not in all the other stuff. If I start the match like this, you know, just kind of like say, okay, we know everybody's watching. This is a high belt division. It's supposed to look like a chess match, right? And there you go. I set the grip up in a very, very small time frame, right? Don't try to be explosive right now, but try to think about that change of pace, because it makes a world of difference in passing and submitting and setting up takedowns. You gotta go like, I always have a few analogies for that. It's like, you know, like a Ferrari on a fucking Italian mountain road. It's like slow in the corners, really fast. Slow in the corners, really fast. That's what you're looking for all the time. You gotta mess with his head, right? Don't put him in don't start the match with, hey, defend everything, and then you try to do something. Right? It's like, make him relax. You know? Just play a little bit. And if you look relaxed, it's going to look relaxed too. It's like, you know, if you watch MMA sometimes, they'll punch each other in the face for 3 rounds. Suddenly one guy throws a low kick. And it's like, oh, they start kicking non-stop, right? It's like, oh yeah, low kicks, right? Oh yeah, kicking. It's the same. You know, I remind him that we can relax. Maybe it just looks a little relaxed. Walk in, and there's the grip, right? I don't go like this. He's gonna figure it out. I'm just tense and I don't get it. All right, so let's try nice and easy. Move around a little bit. Play the game from before. Yes? Oh, so play the game from before. Try to caress the wrist a little bit and see if you can move that into a grip, right? 2 palms facing the same way. Let's go. So I'll tell you what's not gonna work. I'll tell you what's not gonna work in terms of making him relax. Okay? Don't do that. What thought do I plan in his mind? That grabbing something is dangerous. Right? That's what he's saying. Oh, okay. If I grab something, I better fucking be super scared. Right? If I walk in and I even just let him grab something, like that, and I relax. What's the thought in his head now? This is cool. You know, we can play a little bit. Okay. This is a chess match, right? And there's a grip. See that? But if I try to do this to get the exact same grip, right? He's gonna be fucking tense. So I'll just walk in like that. See? I'm gonna let him get something. Take a grip, right? That's it. And there's my grip. Right? So it's really important that you make him relax and you make him think, okay, it's fine. We can pat hands a little bit. If I run into him like fucking 2 bulls running hands together, you're not gonna set this up because you're gonna be in a different distance, right? You're gonna end up here, much closer. It's not impossible, but it's more difficult to control both wrists in this distance, right? All right, let's try. Stare at them. You know this. You've all seen this. All right, guess what's coming? Right. So it's that goes for all. Same in Graugart. If I'm here and I fucking look at his legs, right? He's just waiting for me to go for them, right? So you gotta go in pretty much in everything where you're about to attack. You want to surprise him. You always try to look in the middle of the chest. Right? It's not like his arms are going to detach and go somewhere else. I mean, he's right there. I don't look him in the eyes, please. It's so weird. Throwing with someone who's always staring at you. Right, so just try to kind of keep a peripheral vision. Look right, and this is something you need to practice because it's natural to look at what you want to take, right? But if you all stand like this, he's thinking, oh, there's something with my wrist. Right? He's looking for something. Right? Unless, of course, you look at it so you can attack something else, but that's next level. So try to do the same drill, but you look right in the middle of the chest and kind of peripheral vision. You can always feel where the hands are. Right? If you can't find the hand, he's probably going to grab yours right away, and then you know where it is. Right? So let's go. Okay, so I know there's going to be a lot of talk about the setup and the grip and the details, but that is the actual technique. Right? If you miss any of these details, if you make him worried, if you make him tense, if you use your thumb where you shouldn't, or one wrist is turned the wrong way, as soon as you try to do the takedown, you're going to fail epically, right? So you really need to practice this a lot. So you need to make him relax, and this goes for a lot of things. There was, at one point, I had I live project-based life 1 year at a time. I do stupid things. 1 year was to try and get to 100 kilos, be super fat, and then lose it again. I couldn't. I got to like 93, but I was really fucking strong. And that year, I didn't set up anything. I just kind of took what I wanted, you know. Then, as soon as I stopped drinking Weight Gainer 3 times a day for a year, I lost it all again, and I'm back at I have to be smart. You know, I can't just win by being fat. So that's what most of my game is based on. I have to be smart, right? And again, I'm not here to and I say the same to my guys at home. I'm not here to make you stronger. I'm only here to make you smarter, right? If it was strength and everything, then we would just be doing bench presses instead, or that. Probably better. Okay. Anyway, so I make him relax. I don't look at the hands, right? I look in the middle of the chest. I play with him a little bit. You know, I don't like double leg. Relax. I push him. I don't go too much for the wrist because, you know, if I focus too much on this, he's going to think something is about to happen, right? Just mix it up a little bit. Push the chest, grab the neck, let it go again, and there's your grip, right, for a split second. And often you don't go directly for the grip, but it's just like, I just caress his wrist. This is an important detail. Because the moment I grab, he's thinking, oh, he's got something. The moment I'm here, he's thinking, oh, this is cool. It's just kind of a little push, right? And he doesn't see this as much of a danger as this. But really, it's only like a few centimeters away, right? So in order to pull this off, is like 90% get in his head, right? Because the grip is simple. Now, I got the grip. So the first thing I need to do is I got to do a few things at the same time. Palms facing that way, for my example right now. I'll do it on the other side as well. But palms facing away, right? So if they're both facing that way, the one that's furthest behind is going to do nothing with this arm. Nothing is going to happen, right? And I'm going to tell you, but you're still going to do it. Right? Just let go. This one has one purpose, and one purpose only, to make sure the hand doesn't come in front of me. Right? And this is plenty. Like this, I don't need to push it away or hold it or anything. As soon as I move, he'll react. Right? So all I do is this. Right now, it did its purpose, just to hold it. Right? So in one motion, this is gonna push his arm across. This is gonna do nothing, and half of you are gonna do this. Right? But all I want you to do is this. Right? Now I add one thing. And I just open my hand, and it's like you're balling. Right? Relax and just kind of throw the hand. You don't try to grab something. Again, as soon as you flex, he reacts. Right? So you go at the same time, like this. Right? And then the next move is going to be just a hook, and it's going to follow down. So in one motion. Do this 1,000 times in front of the mirror. And now I add one thing. Right? So 3 things at the same time. 1, push across. 2, throw the hand. 3, take a little step to the side. Right? That's it. And just do it completely static in the beginning. On the other side, I recommend you just pick one side. Practice that for 15 years. That's it, right? Palms facing that way, I'm going to step that way. First hand does absolutely nothing. This arm I do nothing with. I just step away from it. If I didn't hold it from the beginning, 1, the distance for this hand would be too far, and 2, it's free to block, like this, right? So I just position it like that, right? This is all I do. And that's got to be a super quick first motion where all 3 things at the same time. If you don't do it at the same time, you're going to fail. Right? So if I do this, right, he's already, the moment I move, he's starting to react. So my next move, he's out. All right, so I need to do everything at the same time. Like this. Okay, let's try. Right. If you start to tense or you think, oh, I have to grab the arm, right? You're not gonna pull it off because there's no flexing involved in this at all. It's just positioning, and your weight and your body momentum is gonna do all the work, right? So just relax with your hands, like that. And it doesn't take a lot of power to push this across. It's just a little, that's enough, right? Just go, relaxed hand, fall. Don't do this, right? And don't do this, and don't do this. Just kind of a sloppy hand. And the step, if you do a regular kind of classic arm drag, you would want to step in with your hip. Right? But for this one, you're going to need to just step kind of to the side. Almost 45 degrees, a little bit less. Right? Don't step forward, or you're going to fail this. Right? You might end up on bottom, taking yourself down. So you just step a little bit to the side, that's it. Because he's going to go flying that way. All right, so I just need to make a little bit of room for him. I'm not trying to close the distance to his hip, as in a classic arm drag, right? Okay, let's try. Do not step forward, right? Another thing you shouldn't do, don't do this, and don't do this, right? I'm always strong the way my hip is facing, so I always want to face it. All right, so when you step to the side, you step like this, right? That's it. And don't try to pull the arm or anything, right? The moment I'm here and I try to pull it, he's going to react, and now it's too late to get it, right? So everything relaxed. And now you can try to kind of walk in with a non-threatening paw, Slow. Put your hands on his wrist, and then like this. Don't do this. And then try to go. Because the moment I grip, he's going to flex, and it's too late. Right? So the first flex I'll ever do, the first kind of burst of explosion I'll do will be the actual move. Right? I can't do this and then go. It won't work, ever. And that's usually where it fails. Try to set up the grip, but there's too much. Like to make him relax. You gotta go super relaxed and look. If you look at if you made a curve of my energy, it's low, and the moment it goes, it's one spike. Right? That's my first move. At no point did I double leg. Right? It'll be the same. It has. If you shoot the double leg, that's gotta be the first thing you do. Right? Okay, try. Walk in slow, nice and relaxed step. Half of you are doing this. Right? You probably wrestle or something. I don't know. Right? Try, please. Just try to do this. That's it. Don't close the distance. If you close the distance, I can't sit down and pull him. He's just gonna step right over me. Right? So I need some distance. For once, it's kind of weird to arm drag with distance, right? Like this. Otherwise, it's not gonna work. Don't do this. You're gonna fail. Right? Let's try. How does the grip look? Like this, and in no other variations. All right, really. If you do this, it's not gonna work. Why? How can I move my hand with minimum distance and maximum speed here if I'm blocking myself? Or even if I'm using my thumb, right? The first motion, the first spike of intensity is gonna be me letting go and moving my hand. That's his reaction. All right, so it's gotta be ready like this. Don't do this, all right? Just open palm. Open palm, open palm. That's it, right? I see some people do this. This is the grip. All right, let's go. All right, we're almost there. I'm sorry for all, but this is really what makes it work, right? And what's important, you have to think about this kind of graph of intensity. It must be a 90-degree explosion. If it's a bump and a technique, it's not going to work. Right? So you can't do this. Right? It's not going to work, never. It's going to fail and you say, oh, I wasted an hour in Christian's class. You have to be completely relaxed, straight line, and then your first movement is that. Right? Because now he can react. It doesn't matter. I'm one step ahead of the game. Right? But if I do this, he knows we're following each other. He's not catching up to me, and that's when jiu-jitsu doesn't work. We can do the exact same moves, standing on the ground, the exact same techniques, but whoever managed to create a situation to let the other guy catch up is going to be cruising. Right? And that's really the difference, I think, between high level and kind of high level. Right? You see they're both equally skilled, but one person is managed to create a situation where he's just one step ahead. Whoever is catching up is always like, where the fuck is he? Right? Even though they have the exact same techniques. Right? Okay, so let's try to do one of the executions. So I have to look at his legs. Now, I want one of two things. Understand that? I want one of two things when I attack. If my palms are facing this way, right? They're facing that way. If this foot is in front, I can't do it. There is no takedown. I'm going to have to go the other way. Right? So I always look at his feet. Okay, now I'm not going to try to set it up. Right? If I prefer palms facing that way. Right? So I might either not try it, or I might walk around with him a little bit and see where he steps. Right? So if my palms are facing this way, I want him to either stand square. Square always works. Right? Square feet I can always attack with this. Or I want this one in front, same side where my palms are facing. I know you have to think fast about this because he's going to walk around and you need time to, what was it Christian said? That's why you need to drill this a lot. Right? This is perfect, and square is perfect. Perfect, right? All right, so let's start with square because that works for both sides. So you get, if I see him stand square like this, in any situation, or even just a little bit, it's fine. I mean, this is okay. Even this is fine too, right? So I'm here. Here I can pick any side I want if I prefer to go left or right. So let's imagine I set up the grip and I look at his feet and they're fine, right? Remember, I look here and I kind of sense where his feet are, right? And always people are going to stand kind of crouched over, right? They're never going to stand upright. I don't know, maybe sometimes. Maybe I'll push him a little bit, and if I want him to crouch over, you know, I'll just do it. It's kind of simple. You ever see those matches where they start and they're like this? And funny enough, the other guy's doing the exact same thing. He goes, oh, this is what we do, right? We look cool. Or if someone walks in straight, you know, usually he's going to be met with the same energy. So I would like him to crouch over a little bit because it's going to give me more room to move under him. So I'm going to do this. Walk in, play a little bit, make him relax. You know, maybe even shake my head, do this. Right. Right, just walk in slow, no threatening grips, and here we go. Right? Boom. So I look at the feet, like this. And the execution is now 2 moves. And always 2. 1, we know that. There's nothing before it. Before that is before the Big Bang. Empty. Right. Now the next move is, this hand is going to do nothing but just kind of frame. Right? And the motion that's going to take him down now is I'm going to look over my right shoulder and I'm going to block his foot with my foot. Right? And you're going to kick your shins together numerous times. You're going to sit at the bonfire and say, yeah, I'm sure. Right? It took me years of bruises and shins to perfect this. So I'm going to go here, and in one motion, I'm going to try to do it slow. As I step, it's very important I look this way. If I don't look, you know, with everything standing up, any sport, the direction you want to generate power, you have to look that way. And nobody fucking plays tennis like this. 1, 2. Right? He doesn't always fall that cool, but it happens sometimes. And look where my foot lands. Just kind of like that. You're definitely going to hit him with the side of your shin many times, and it's going to hurt like shit, right? But it's worth it because it looks great. I'll post some highlight videos from competition I did. Okay. 1. Big bang. Like that. All right. What happens immediately as you get down? I get on top with my head over my butt. Of course. All right. I'm not going to push it down and fall into a triangle or swing. So, very slow. Sometimes I'll try to catch this, but it's not really important. All right, the most important is the moment you realize you got the takedown, you make sure you end with your head over your butt. Key always. Right? Just posture, base, wait for the points or the cheer in the bar. On the beach. Relaxed, relaxed. And he's kind of square, that's fine. Even if there's a little bit kind of like this, is totally fine. Go, look at it. Get on top. Right? That's the first kind of simple one. So, show you again. And I really focus on the moment that he's falling, I'm already at the next step. The next step is my posture. Notice that. I don't take him down and then I fight to get my head up. Right? If you notice that, actually as he's falling, I'm already figuring out how to land. Double change. That position. I can't do slow, sorry. Doesn't really work slow. Last one. He gets a grip, that's fine. No. I let him think the grips are fine. Okay, let's try it. And notice how relaxed I do it. Try to copy it. How do I create a situation where as we land, I'm one step ahead, so I make sure I end up on top. I make sure we don't land in the same fucking way, right? Okay, scramble. He's probably gonna win. So that's why I say it's really important you look over your shoulder, because look what happens when I look over my shoulder. I'm turning to him, I just need to do this, rotate my hip and I'm on top. Right? If I don't look over my shoulder, I have a long way to get back up. I know it looks stupid, but this is what you see. And now it's a really long way. And I probably just pull guard in a really awkward way. Right? So it's important that you look where you want to be strong. Right? Right? Even before he's there, I'm already looking at where he's landing. All right? Okay, let's go. Relax, relax, relax. Okay, now, a few more details. I know the other extreme of my other class is way more detailed. So, I want him to kind of face plant, or at least, if he doesn't post, I want his face to hit the mat. He will always post, usually always. So, how do I minimize the distance for his head to the mat? If he stands up straight, it's way too far. Right? If he stands up straight, there's too much distance for him. So if he's too straight, I will always just enter like this. Right? Or I will push his head. Right? Like this. So when I push, he's usually kind of crouching more. His head is much closer to the mat now, right? Now look, he's got that foot in front. Fuck. So maybe I'll move a little bit to the side. That's it. So now the distance for his head is only like this, compared to almost 2 meters, right? Well, Always look up, falling straight back. Head over butt, get on top. All right, really, you can do the coolest takedowns in the world, but if you end up in bad posture, he'll sweep you right away. And it's like, oh, so much work to pull bottom side control. Okay, let's try a bit more. Key is to relax, 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 and nothing happens before the big bang. Nothing. Let's go. So now, even now when you're drilling and there's nothing, nothing to lose. Even now, if you feel like there's a little bit of, starts to get a little bit nervous, and the grips are not like, you have to get it out of the game. If you don't, you forget about the Armdrag. If I walk in and he's way too tense about the grips and he's like, no, I got to play something else. Now I got to go to closer distance. Right? And maybe once we've done this a little bit, I'll try to break the distance again and see if there's something on the way in. Right? But if you don't find that little situation, there's no arm drag. Right? You can try all day and it's just not going to happen. Tense your arms. He's not going fucking anywhere. I'm just pulling myself into, oh yeah, that was the next part. So, now, the next variation, it's the same thing, it's just depending on his feet. So look, he's in front of me. I check his feet. He's kind of straight, I just block the leg and fall, right? It's a classic Marcelo, and he would magically always take the back. I have no idea how. That's what he does. So what happens a lot is that he'll have one foot behind my black belt side, right? Like this. So from here, if I try this, I can't do it because I'm too close to him. Right? See what happens? His hip is too far away. He'll just kind of sit down, and I pull guard. Right? I need to pull his hip over his feet. That's why when he stands straight, if I now pull his hip, he's going to fall forward. Like the feet are stuck. Like this. But go. Okay. If he's got a wide base, like this, and I now pull him forward, even if the foot is stuck, I can't. Right? So that's not going to work. If he's got his feet kind of straight, more straight. He's going to fall. See that? Don't try that too. One leg behind, like this. This happens all the time. I can't do it now unless I manage to get the grip and go to the side. Execute. Then it becomes a little bit complicated. But I very often look for that. Right? So often I'll push him a little bit and see how he steps. If he takes that leg behind, I love that. Now, or sometimes he just stands with the leg behind. So we'll just do this, like this, right? I'll do the same. Walk in, get the same grip. But instead of blocking this foot, which I can't because his hip is too far away, instead of block, I'm gonna shoot. Like no, he's not gonna fall. Don't. I'm gonna shoot like a soccer tackle. Like this. I don't know what the fuck you do. Sliding tackle, something, right? And I'm just gonna hit his ankle with the back of my thigh, right? It's gonna look even cooler. So he's got a long step behind. Perfect. Right, I look for the grip, and now the same. But this time I'm going to look for his foot with my thigh. Don't fall. Only if he doesn't know anything, he's got terrible base, he's going to fall. But that never happens. What does happen is that all his weight is on his left foot and his hands. So this foot is easy to pick up. And again, we talked about creating a situation where I'm one step ahead. So now, what is he thinking about? Fall. I gotta get back. What am I thinking about? Coasting and turning 180 degrees to pick up the leg. Right? And what's he thinking about now? Stand up and get his balance. What am I thinking about? Finish a single leg. Right? So I'm one step ahead of the game. Because I didn't move before the big bang. That's why. So, see that? I kick his foot back with all my weight. Right? And the moment I land, grab and turn. Again, now I gotta be strong the other way. Wait, look. Why do I put the hand? Head up, butt down. Stand up. Sometimes they'll fall, sometimes he'll stand up in a single leg. You never know. So the key is obviously you have to finish the single immediately. Like this. Any single leg, finish you like. Try it on the ribs. Arms facing away. See that? My weight goes forward. I put my hand so I don't face plant. I'm thinking about getting back up, and he's thinking about finishing the single. Right? See the idea? All right, we're almost running out of time. Sorry, I'm talking so much about this shit. Let's try. So look, now we try to put it all together a little bit. So we're just gonna walk in, relax. Don't look at his feet too much. You know, play a little bit. Tap the head, fake a level change. Upper wrist locks. Right? Don't grab too hard. Right? Just kind of let him grab a little bit. I set up my grip, and that's it. As soon as I have the grip, now he's gonna choose. He takes one foot in front, or he stands square. He decides. Right? That foot in front, I gotta take the single. Right? Single and switch. If he's square, I block both legs. Right? If he's got in front, that leg in front, like this, I can't do anything. Look, I tried the single. Try the trick. Not working. All right, so you have to look at his feet, otherwise you're going to fail. So you just move around, very relaxed. You go. He actually did the wrong thing, but it was cute. Cute try. That was square. Square. Block. Let's do it easy. I pick a position and you go. Alright? But go super relaxed. We're helping each other, right? You just have to repeat this so many times before the motion is natural. So you can walk in and finish, right? Slow. Let's go. Take a little bit. Now that you pick up the pace, this happens a little bit. Like this, right? It's a long way for me to pick up the single leg or get on top. Right, so every time you fall, you have to look. It's super important. Look. You're going to end up in the right spot to get on top. All right, let's go. A few more minutes and then we'll wrap it up. Okay, any questions? There's a lot of details, but I mean, it's one of those things, if you either love it and put everything into it, or you're never going to pull it off, right? So I always find it interesting in jiu-jitsu. I usually, throughout my whole career, I always had a little kind of note, piece of paper on my fridge with whatever techniques I was working on that year. And there's no more than 2, maximum 3. Right? I would only pick up one new move a year, put it on my fridge, and I would try to pull it off on everyone. Usually after a year or so, I feel pretty confident. I can pull it off. I tried it in competition, in training, in traveling, and I'll strike it out and then put another move that I like, right? And that's when I started. It was every year Marcelo came up with some new shit that he beat everyone with. It was like it was really the Baron Bowler of the early 2000s. So yeah, everything I'm good at is what is like. Oh, that looks amazing. I gotta be able to pull that off. So I spent a whole year trying to Armdrag take down everyone. Then I spent a whole year in Anaconda chokes. Back when the Minotaur brothers suddenly surprised everyone in Pride. Like, what is that? What is that? And then X-Guard. That's that's how it is. That's probably why the new generation, there's a lot of good like spinning kind of guard puller guys. Anyway, I recommend that if you try to implement too much, you're just gonna have a lot of things you kind of know instead of having a few things you could really pull off. Jiu-Jitsu is a long game anyway. I did it for 20 years, so I have at least 40 moves that I'm super confident in. Right? That's a lot after 20 years. But even if you have two, you surprise someone who's at a very high level in competition. If you can pull that one or two off, you're a long way. If you compete in blue belt, you need at least 1 or 2 black belt moves. Right? You can't have just like 40 kind of. You can maybe pull off if they suck. So this is just one technique that I've been, nerding with in, I would guess, 13 years or something. I'll see if I can dig up some old videos on YouTube and post them in the group. I know, just look at old Marcel, can see highlights. Like, it's amazing. Every one of the arm drags. He always takes it back. I never managed to do that. I never came that. Only 13 years in, so. Old Marcelo videos. I think I also have an instruction on this somewhere. I'll post it so you can kind of follow up on it if you want. Otherwise, feel free to grab me or wrestle me at any time. I'll probably try and go for it, unless you do this. Okay, that's it. Thanks for coming, and don't forget 6 o'clock by the lake. Bring geese and accessories for the picture. Anything you want. Anything you can find on the campground. All right. Thanks, guys. Open it up.